I was always the dumb one in my family. The one they laughed at. The one they ignored. The one they never believed in. But everything changed the day I walked into that room and placed a $47 million check on the table. Because in that moment, the dumb one became the one who had the last word. My name is Ethan Carter. And growing up, I was never the favorite. Not even close. My older brother, Ryan, was the genius. Straight A's, top of his class, always praised. My younger sister, Lily, was the star. Talented, social, confident, everyone loved her. And me, I was just there. Ethan, why can't you be more like Ryan? Ethan, you never take things seriously. Ethan, you'll never make it in life. At first, I laughed it off. But over time, those words stayed. They became part of who I was. At school, I wasn't the best. I struggled, not because I was dumb, but because I learned differently. Something no one ever cared to understand. I liked fixing things, building things, understanding how systems worked. But in my house, if it wasn't grades or trophies, it didn't matter. So I stopped trying to impress them. I stopped explaining myself. And I started working, quietly. At 16, I got my first job. Not in an office. Not in anything impressive. I worked in a small repair shop. Fixing broken electronics. Phones. Laptops. Old machines. My parents laughed. You're wasting your time. Ryan smirked. Good luck making money with that. But I didn't stop. Because for the first time in my life, I felt good at something. Years passed. I didn't go to a top university like Ryan. I didn't become popular like Lily. I stayed invisible. But behind the scenes, I was learning, growing, building something they couldn't see. At 22, I took a risk. I started my own small business. Repair services at first, then upgrades, then custom-built systems. It wasn't easy. There were days I had no clients. Nights I questioned everything. But slowly, things started changing. One customer became 10, 10 became 50, 50 became hundreds. And then, something big happened. A tech company noticed my work. They saw how I could improve systems in ways others couldn't. They offered me a contract. It wasn't just money. It was opportunity. I worked harder than ever. Days turned into nights. Mistakes turned into lessons. And within 3 years, my small business turned into something massive. Something worth millions. But my family, they still didn't know. To them, I was still the dumb one. I never corrected them. I never argued. Because I wasn't doing it for them. I was doing it for me. One day, I got an offer. A buyout. From a major company. They wanted everything. My systems. My designs. My work. The number they offered was something I had never imagined. $47 million. I stared at the screen for minutes. Heart racing. Hands shaking. This was it. Everything I worked for. Everything they said I couldn't do. And I did it. A week later, I went home. Family dinner. Same table. Same people. Same looks. Ryan was talking about his new promotion. Lily was laughing about something trivial. My parents were proud. And then my father looked at me. So Ethan, what are you doing these days? The same tone. The same doubt. I smiled. Just working. Ryan chuckled. Still fixing broken phones. Silence. I reached into my bag. Pulled out an envelope. Placed it on the table. Open it. My father frowned. What is this? Just open it. He did. And everything changed. His face went blank. My mother leaned closer. Ryan stopped talking. Lily's smile faded. Because inside that envelope was a check. $47 million. For a moment, no one spoke. Then my father whispered, "This isn't real." I looked at him calmly. "It is." Ryan shook his head. "How?" I leaned back. The same way I always did. Quietly. My mother's eyes filled with tears. Not from sadness. From shock. You did this." I nodded. And for the first time in my life, they looked at me differently. Not as the dumb one. Not as the failure. But as someone they never understood. I didn't feel angry. I didn't feel proud. I felt free. Because I didn't need their approval anymore. I never did. People will judge you based on what they see. But your real worth is built in silence. Don't let others define you. Prove yourself, quietly. If this story inspired you, right finger like this video, thumbs up. Right finger subscribe for more powerful life stories, bell. And tell me in the comments. Have you ever been underestimated in your life? Speech balloon.